Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Talk About Sleep, the channel on YouTube where we talk about sleep and sleep only. Some other things sometimes, but mostly sleep. That's my book I just showed you. Over my shoulder there. Over this shoulder, you can see that orchid coming in quite nicely. A patient gave that to me, so thank you for that. It looks beautiful. What we're going to be talking about today is a condition known as REM behavior disorder. Now, you see the title from this video, Acting Out Our Dreams. We want to follow our dreams, and we want to act on our dreams, and we want to make our dreams a reality. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our actual dreams, REM sleep, which we're going to talk about now. I forgot to mention, please subscribe to the channel. Please click like on this as we get to 1,000 subscribers. Somebody will get a random person will get a signed copy of this, and these videos are for education only. All right, back to the story. So, what is REM behavior disorder? Well, REM sleep, I've made a bunch of videos on that. You can check them out on my channel. REM sleep, it's when we typically dream. Okay, that's when the brain really kind of has its most action-oriented or most emotionally charged dreams. We actually dream throughout the night, but REM sleep are the ones that we tend to remember. What happens in REM sleep, and this comes back to the whole term sleep cycles, right, is we start with a period of non-REM, okay, and then we end with a period of REM, and that happens about every 90 minutes or so. Okay, so a sleep cycle ends with REM, then another one begins. So the periods of REM get longer and longer as the night goes along, and that's as each cycle passes, the amount of time we spend in REM increases. Normally what happens is during REM sleep, our body is paralyzed, okay, literally paralyzed. We're able to still breathe, of course, and our eyes are moving because rapid eye movement, right? The inner ear also has a muscle which works, but that's more of a trivia question. But REM sleep, our body really is paralyzed, okay? And what that means is that we really should not be moving at all, okay? What can happen, though, and this tends to be a condition where somebody is either an older man or is maybe on an antidepressant or certain other medications, some people that muscle atonia, we call it, or that paralysis is not active or it's not working. So what happens is, let's say a person is dreaming about fighting somebody off. They will actually box in their sleep. Or let's say somebody is having a dream, they're fighting somebody else, they'll do this in their sleep. And what happens is they end up hitting their bed partner. They end up, I've had patients break their hand by punching the wall. They can fall out of bed, right? They can hurt themselves. And that's all, of course, unfortunate. But the real reason we care about this is because REM behavior disorder, right, which is what this is, it's linked to conditions like Parkinson's disease. Okay, so very unfortunate association. In the literature you see different percentages, but it's about 70% after 10 to 12 years. So it's a very unfortunate linkage. Personally, I'm not sure that I believe those numbers, and I can say that as somebody who does research in this field. I think it's probably lower than that because not as many people are going to see a doctor for this condition. That's what I think anyway. But regardless, there is this association there, okay? So if somebody comes to me and we diagnose them with REM behavior disorder by doing a sleep test and figuring out their history, there's not really any way to stop this. There's not really any way to prevent the progression that we're concerned about. We're trying to figure that out, myself and various other experts across the world. And people are doing some really great work in this. But we're trying to figure out how to stop that progression. But for now, all we really can do is kind of just maintain or manage the symptoms. So we either use melatonin, okay, which is over the counter. You've heard me talk about that before, or Klonopin, right, which was in my last video. Like Klonopin is a benzodiazepine medication. By taking it at low dose, we think that it kind of helps quell these movements, so the person is not, acting out, hurting themselves or their bed partner. All right. Bedroom safety, I should say, is paramount. Some patients will put up a kind of a bed rail so they don't fall out. I may have them, sleep away from their bed partner so they don't hurt the bed partner or themselves. Padding on the walls in some cases. I may even have patients put couch pillows around the bed in case they fall off. again, this tends to be older people, so if they fall out of bed, break their hip, so we want to prevent that. All right. So, like I said, a lot of people are doing research on this to try to get a better understanding of it. It was first described in 1986 by Carlos Schenk, who's an awesome guy, by the way. So, it's been out there in the medical literature for, 30 plus years, but we're really now starting to really kind of pay attention to it and get a better understanding of it. So hopefully down the road, we'll have ways to because this, remember, it could be the first marker of impending Parkinson's disease. So we look at this as almost like the beginning symptoms, right? So if we can find somebody has this, and then we know that 10 years later or so they may develop this terrible disease, if we can find it now and take care of it, that would be a game changer. So that's where this really is becoming paramount. So that's the kind of unfortunate video for today, kind of a sad thing. I hate having that conversation with patients, but I think with all the research and hopefully Michael J. Fox Foundation, which is geared towards Parkinson's research, they're involved with this. So really people are taking this condition seriously, and if there's a possibility you have it or somebody has it, probably a good idea to talk to your doctor or your clinician. Okay. So that's the video for today. Please, if there's any questions, please drop them in the comment section down below. I will answer all of them. Please like this video. Please share it with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, like I said, drop them in the comment section, and you guys interact with each other. I like to see that. Okay. And that's it, folks. Until next time, sleep well.